Hey, good evening, family. How's everybody? Come on in. It's so late, but that's okay. Mama said, it is late, huh, Mama? I thought you was asleep. You over there playing possum. I am Darissa. I am the CEO and founder of God's Chosen Vessels. Hey, Cabrini girl, what you doing up so late? I got an excuse. What's your excuse? Hey everybody, I was saying I'm Darissa. I was introducing myself because there's probably someone here who don't know who I am. So Cabrini said, hey mama. She said, I am Darissa. I'm the CEO and founder of God's Chosen Vessels. I am also the creator of the Embrace Formula. I am a child of God. I am the caregiver of 2, sometimes 3. And I'm a believer, y'all. I'm a believer. So for those of you who joined me on last night late, it wasn't this late, but it was late enough. Well, some of you know that my closest girlfriend passed a few days ago. So a daughter just contacted me. I know, I know you are. My closest girlfriend passed, and so anyway, her daughter contacted me, and we've been trying to get she let me know when the services were going to be, when the homegoing is going to be. But yesterday, trying to get all that information and make that make sense in my head, you know what I'm saying? Another friend who is mom's, we've become friends over the last couple of years. She's actually mama's hospice social worker. And her mother had a massive heart attack yesterday. And I expected to see her because it was like her day to come, and visit mom. So her mother lives in the Bay Area, about an hour and a half from here. And she advised me, that she, of course, wasn't going to be here. She's going to take the week off. Thank you, Cabrina. I appreciate that. She was a believer, thank God, and we had so much time to spend together. And I'm just so thankful for that. 47 plus years. She was actually my oldest friend. We became neighbors when I was 5. Yeah, 6, and she was 5. Yeah, and maybe younger than that, but I can't confirm that because Mama can't, because I'm not really sure what year I know in kindergarten, my kindergarten year, I know we were friends, but I don't know if they actually moved in across the street before that, so it could be longer than that. But anyway, I digress, like I always do. And so anyway, back to my other friend. So yesterday, we figured this news about Harlan was like, that was her name, Harlan. Harlan was like, what, 2-3 days old? And then she calls me, and the other friend called and said, this is happening to my mom, and they're sending my mom in hospice. Well, it's like deja vu. This is the same thing that happened to Harlan. They finally let her, she'd been wanting to come home, but they wouldn't let her. So they finally let her come home, and they sent her home in hospice Friday. Drove down there to see her Friday night, and, left early Saturday morning, came back this way because, the sun was coming up, and I got people I need to tend to, and then she passed right after, a little bit after I left. And so then I get this phone call, and she was saying she's going to stay with her mom, and they sent her mom home with hospice. So tonight I got the text from her saying that her mother passed. So my word of the day is, again? Really, Lord? Again? And and I was raised around some women who had these crazy sayings, and one of them was, they come in threes. They come in threes. I'm not superstitious or anything like that, but I have to admit that's been ringing in my head all day. Oops, sorry you guys. Sorry I hit the tape when it made that's been ringing in my head all day. I'd be lying to you if I said it didn't. That's the human side of me. And so I've been feeling some kind of way today. This is like day 3 or 4. I've been really feeling some kind of way. Just not myself. You know what I'm saying? Just kind of at sorts. Just kind of frazzled about the brain, But I still believe, and I still trust. I still have faith. I have my moments, not of doubt, but just of, well, you just want to go somewhere and just hide for a minute, just make it all go away. because it just seems a little overwhelming, especially when it's just coming to you back to back to back. So that's 2 for 2. 2 for 2. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. 2 in 3 days. That's crazy. So yeah, I feel some kind of way. So the word is again. But I was looking at that word, and it's like, it's funny, it's spelled again, which is kind of odd. Again. So what is there to gain? You know, when again, I guess because if it happens more than once, you're gaining something. I thought that was quite interesting. Yeah, I chose that word, and I was getting ready to post it. And when I actually typed it out, sometimes I use this app called Canva to make my my memes, like for Facebook and for Instagram, Twitter, all that kind of stuff. And so when I actually typed the word out, that was the first time I really noticed that. Thank you guys for the hearts. Thank you so much, and thank you for joining tonight. I appreciate you. I thought that was really interesting. A gain. So who's gaining? You know, who's gaining? And so I'd like to think, you know, that God is gaining, you know, an angel. This is one of his own. These are his children too. And we can't be selfish. And that's one of the things I try to meditate on, to not feel like I have the last say so, because I know I don't. I know that he doesn't make any mistakes. Nothing. It's not a mistake that today happened the way it happened. It's not a mistake that Friday and Saturday happened the way they happened. And so, you know, I just remind myself, just so the enemy won't get in my ear. You know what I'm saying? And I just keep meditating on the fact that God is in control, no matter what it looks like. And I think that's just the only thing that keeps me sane. That keeps me sane, because I don't know, in the time, maybe 20, 25, 30 years ago, this would have really thrown me into just a mental breakdown, I think, you know? And it's funny how the Lord can deliver you from yourself. I look on a lot of things that I used to do, some of the thought process that I had was just leading me to a depression, and just leading me to a place of no return. Because it really got kind of bad there for a while, especially after my father got murdered. I think that was a really low time. Hey, Jay Brown, how you doing? Thank you for joining. You know, so I thank God for deliverance. I really do. I thank him for deliverance. I thank him for, you know, saving me from my crazy self, basically, you know, because what I was doing was not working. It was not working. It really wasn't. And so I thank him for renewing my mind. I thank him for showing me a better way, revealing that thing to me so I could put it into practice and just live a better life and be able to deal with and handle and approach and live and learn through anything that he allows to come my way. And I can do those things because I'm constantly reminded that he's with me and he's got control of it. And so there's no reason for me to, how you doing? Thank you for joining. There's just no reason for me to panic. There's no reason for me to be anxious or to be fearful when I know he's the captain of the ship and he's on board. So like he did, you know, once upon a time ago, I can go to the bottom of the boat and just go to sleep and chill, because it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. So I hope that encouraged you with that, you know, whatever you're going through, you know, something that might be, you know, really difficult, because life can be difficult sometimes. It can be really difficult, and it's like nobody seems to have the answers. Nobody seems to understand. Nobody seems to really know what you're going through, even though you try to explain it. They just don't get it. But God gets it. Oh yeah, he gets it. He gets it better than you do, actually. You know, and that's comforting. That is so comforting to me. And I hope it comforts you. And I hope if you didn't know that, you know it now. You know, he's not going to leave you out on a limb. He's not going to leave you hanging. He's not going to forsake you. He's not. Sometimes even when it feels like it's lonely wherever you are, you know, in that that journey, that struggle, that thing that seems to want to engulf you and just overshadow you and pull you under. You know what I'm saying? Just know that, you know, you can rely on him. He is dependable. He is dependable. There's my brother. Hey, how you doing, Brother Hayward? To God be the glory. I see you. So I was just sharing, and I was really going to get off, you know, this is a shorter scope. I was sharing that the friend that you know told me that they sent her mom home with with us. Well, thank you, bro. They sent her. Remember I was telling you about the friend whose mother they had a massive heart attack yesterday, and they sent her home. Well, she passed today. So we're two for two. The word for today is again. Like, really? Like, again, Lord? So that's 2 in 3 days. Yeah, that's 2 in 3 days. And I was sharing with everyone that's on that, you know, I'm not superstitious by any stretch of the imaginations. I don't get down like that. But because I've been around some of the OGs, you know, in the church back in the day, and they had that thing of, well, you know, it come in 3s. Okay, really? It's been ringing in my head. I'm just being honest. It's really been, hey there, it's really been ringing in my ear. And I'm like, Lord, okay, I know that's not of you. So let me, you know, let me cast that out in the name of Jesus. Let me cast that out. But yeah, I'm just being honest. That was the first thing I was, okay, really? Okay, so yeah. So it's been that kind of day. But I have just really been in prayer today and really been in worship. And there is so much truth when you worship, when you truly worship, when you make it your business to be intentional. Because I know for me, I realize that the enemy will use a time like this. I'm very family oriented. I'm very, you know, blood ain't got nothing to do with it. Once you family, you family. It can be extended. I believe that we sometimes have to create our family. Sometimes we're closer to people who aren't blood related to us than we are, you know, people who are. And I'm very, as my family likes to say, I'm very mafia minded. Once you in, till death do we part kind of thing. You know, we might fall out or whatever, but you still might, once I call you family, we family. That's just all it is to it. So days like today tend to really have the potential of taking me to a place. You know what I'm saying? And so I have to be very intentional in what comes out of my mouth and what I allow the enemy to suggest. But we got to say in the secret place, yes, we really do. And I caught your scope. Oh my goodness, that blessed my soul. Was it last night? Early this morning, last night. It was a couple hours after I ended the scope, and I went back on Periscope. I was laying in bed. Things were just kind of rolling in my head. And I think that's where it started. And you honey, that scope right there blessed my heart. Praise the Lord. Yes. And I want to say that's right. It started because I think when I looked at it, it was about maybe 3 or 4. It was about 2 or 3 or 4, somewhere late, crazy late, because that's just what I do, as you can see. And I think that's what started it, what stirred it up in me. And then when I did catch a couple of hours and I woke up, I just woke up with that thing in my spirit. And so, you know, just walking around the house, just like I was saying last night, I think you can't do 2 things at one time. So if I intentionally keep my mind on him, if I just have a song in my heart. And it was so funny, not funny, but I remember when I was sitting with Harlan, that's my girlfriend that passed Saturday, when I was sitting by her bedside and she couldn't open her eyes, she couldn't hold her head up, she was just weak. And I remember, because she always, you know, I come from a musical family and Harlan didn't. And it was just a big thing for her to always just have somebody saying, y'all sing so and so and so. And that's how we used to get down in the summertime. We couldn't go, my mama didn't raise us, we couldn't just go running around the street and this, that, and the other. We would sit on the porch for hours and just sing everything from earth, wind, you know, the elements, to the emotions, to, we didn't have Kirk back in the day. We had the Hawkins family, you see. And we were just, Mama taught, I mean, harmonies. That's just that the harmony had to be tight. I mean, so thick it could cut. You know what I'm saying? That's how we had fun. And Harlan's family didn't sing, so Harlan would come and just kind of like mouth the words while we were singing. And I remember when I was sitting with her on Saturday, it was Saturday morning, Friday night, and just sitting there and singing. And I sang a couple of hymns to her, but I remember specifically when she started squeezing my hand, because I had my hand in hers, and she didn't really have the strength to really hold it tightly. But when I started singing to her, she would squeeze my hand. She would squeeze my hand, and I will forever cherish that. And I remember just meditating on that this morning, and thanking God for that time, and being able before when a couple of weeks ago when she was able to speak, you know, all the time I would visit her, and just making sure, okay, you sure you know him, right? It's gonna make sure, because she wasn't raised in a family that went to church on it. She kind of got it, vicariously through the two families across the street, and but she accepted Christ, and she amazed me. She hit me to this Shirley Caesar song that I thought I knew them all, right? And she was like, that was her favorite song. And we sit there and we would listen to the songs and just have a conversation about things. So I was just so thankful. And even though she wasn't able to do all that on Saturday, I marvel at how God orchestrated our time together these last 6 or 7 weeks. And I will always cherish that. I will always cherish that. I sang a couple of songs to her. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, I will always cherish that. Yeah, so I'm thankful that you all, wow. It's amazing to me, because I catch a glimpse of myself, you know, while we're broadcasting, and I'm thinking it's something good. It's just amazing how God can take something that the enemy intends to be your destruction. He intends for it to be your demise. He intends for it to drag you down and destroy you. But you can look him square in the face. Yes, God is intentionally ushering you in his season. To God be the glory. Oh, thank you so much. To God be the glory. Thank you. Hi. You know, and I'm amazed at that. I'm amazed how he could give you beauty for ashes like that. And I'm amazed at how you can just literally laugh in the enemy's face. I mean, just literally laugh, because it's nothing like he thought it was going to be. He tried it. You know what I'm saying? He tried it. And I'm like, this is in something as, what is the word I want to use when you refer to death? You know, when you refer to death, the world sees it as something that is just so, just negative and evil, and not evil, but what am I trying to say? It's not a good thing. You know what I'm saying? And I just never, for one thing, I was never wired like that. Death never really spooked me. It just never did. As a kid, it just never did. And I'm not trying to say I'm weird or anything like that, or I just don't mourn, because that is so far from the truth. I'm just saying, I think because of the way I saw my parents handle it and care for others and serve others in their time of need. And I remember when my grandparents passed, and because I'm a believer, and I was taught that it's a threshold to where we're trying to go, and not to be selfish to wish the person came back, because if you knew where they were going, you wouldn't wish them back. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's okay to miss them. It's okay. That's human. Of course you're gonna miss them, you know, but then you rejoice. You know, after you had that moment, you rejoice. You're like, hey, Harley kicking it with Jesus. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because she was a believer. He was her savior. And it's like, that's amazing to know that once she became absent in body, she was present with the Lord. That's amazing. That's amazing. That's, yeah, that's amazing. And I love my friend. I love my friend, and I'm happy for her. I'm happy for her. No pain. She was in a lot of pain. No pain. That's amazing. And that's grace. That's mercy. Yes. Yes. It really is. That's amazing. Wow. Then the elders say I walk around heaven all day. You know, that's amazing. Homie wouldn't want to come back. Homie, I mean, she wouldn't. She wouldn't. So I ain't about to sit here and be selfish and wish that on her. Why would she want to come back to this place? Like, really? Thank you. But it's the truth. It's the truth, you know? Nope. Nope. So, yeah. See you later, alligator. That's what my daddy used to say. Yeah. See you later, alligator. It's all good. So her homegoing is going to be Monday, 9/11 at 11. The viewing will be this Sunday on the 10th. So just, you know, pray for the family. She has 4 children. She left back. They're grown. The youngest just made 18. Her only daughter just made 20. And then there's 24 and 20. I'm sorry, 24 and 28. So, you know, I don't care how old you are. Mama is mama. Mama is mama, you know. So please, you know, pray for them. Keep them in your prayers, the whole family. And then my girlfriend today, bless her heart. It's real new for her too. We're talking hours in. She lost her mom. You know, forget the fact that she's a hospice social worker. That matters not. That's her mama. That's her mama. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, brother. I really appreciate that. You know, let's keep each other in prayer, because you just never know, you know, from one moment to the next. That's why you pray ye one for another. You know, just keep each other in prayer. We don't have to know each other's name. Just ask the Lord to bless and keep. You know, we don't hear a lot about the storms in Houston anymore. Don't forget about those people. People still suffering. People still scared. People are still doing without. Now another storm is getting ready to hit the islands, and then Florida and all that. But you know what? We serve a God. All he got to do is say peace. And the winds and the rains and the storms and the billows ain't got no choice but to sit down somewhere. Just saying. But if that's not what he chooses to do, he's God. And so let's just pray that he keeps his loving arms around everybody that's affected and the loved ones of those affected. Y'all, we have to, yeah, but to a back, that's right. We have to stand in the gap for each other. I can't speak for everybody, but sometimes I get this sense that we just so into ourselves and into our feelings and our own feelings that we just don't stop to think. And if we do think about somebody, it's one of them fly by night. Lord bless them. But on the other hand, God, I need. And then for the next 20 minutes, you talking about you. Okay. That's kind of twisted. Stand in the gap for others as much as you pray for yourself. In fact, more so. More so, you know. I just think I don't know, that's the days of old, I guess. I guess people don't think like I think. Like I said, I'm the first to say I'm wired a little different. I realize that. I'm not everybody's cup of tea. I realize that. To God be the glory. But I just, you know, I'm speaking my mind, and right now that's what I feel in my heart. My heart is we don't hold each other up enough. We don't go before the master and go to the throne enough for one another. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's sad. I think that's sad. So anyway, I'm here to encourage you to please just stand in the gap for people. Stand in the gap for somebody. And it don't have to be well, I don't know the details. You don't need to know the details. God know the details. Trust me. He already know. But it ain't gonna hurt for you to, you know, whisper somebody's name. To God be the glory. To God be the glory. Yeah, because the word says we are peculiar. I like that word, peculiar people. I like that. Yes, he does. He knows. He knows. So, we stand in agreement together to pray for one another and hold each other up. And, we all know what it's like to be scared. We all know what it's like to feel defeated. We all know what it's like to lose someone or lose something, or, we know what it's like to feel like you're not good enough, or, or whatever. We all know. So don't wish that on nobody. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Don't, stand in the gap for somebody. Stand in the gap for somebody, whoever that somebody is, somebody on your job, some neighbor down the street. Look after your elders. If you got an elderly person living on your street, don't assume that they got a kid somewhere calling them and checking on them, because in this day and age, it more likely than not, they on their own. They're on their own. And just because they can walk to the mailbox and throw up their hand and say hello and smile, don't mean they okay. I don't mean they okay. Y'all learn to see behind the mask, because most of us, I know for a long time in my life, but to God be the glory. To God be the glory. That's not me, but He. I wore a mask for a long time in my life. No disrespect to my parents. Because we were in the church, or we that OBB, that old black Baptist, things got to look a certain way. And mama being a musician and over the finance committee, daddy being the chairman of the deacon board and everything. And, those McAllister girls, and just being singers and things like that. People just expect it's almost like living under a limelight. So you just raised in that environment, things got to look a certain way. You got to dress a certain way. And you ain't going out the house like that. I'm just going to the store. You ain't going out the house like that. Oh, God, yeah, honey, OBB. That's what I affectionately call it. A lot of people say, what is that? Old Black Baptist. Y'all know and those of you who were raised, when I say it, y'all know what I mean. There's certain traditions, ain't got nothing to do with what's in the Bible. There's certain things you do and you don't do if you a PK, which is a preacher's kid. It's just the way it is, and especially if you got parents that was old school, by the book. And so it wasn't until I got exactly, you got it, old school, you got it. And so I say them gospel gangsters, them OGs, and them old deacons. And my daddy used to say, old Cooter Browns. Them deacons that'll string up a hymn in a minute. But so I just, I slowly got away from that when I started learning that it's more about relationship than it is about the traditions. And there's nothing wrong with the tradition. Don't get me wrong, because I'm so thankful for the way I was raised in church. I really am, because some of these kids here, they ain't got a clue. They don't know nothing about what devotion. What's that? They know praise and worship, and ain't nothing wrong with praise and worship. But I'm just saying, but devotion. Talk to me about some devotion. Deacons strike up a song, hymn. They're going to strike up a hymn. Then you're going to have a prayer. Then you're going to have another hymn, okay? Then you're going to have another prayer. Then the choir going to march in. Then you're going to have the announcements, all right? Come on. Then you're going to welcome the visitors. Then you're going to have an A selection. And then maybe you had announcements then. Then you're going to have a B selection. Come on. That's OBB every Sunday morning. Like clockwork. You can get there late, and depending on what's going on up that pulpit or at that podium, you already know what's really going. Come on now. I know. Been there, done that. Got the T-shirt, the hat. Got my name on a certain pew. My seat every Sunday. That's where I sit. You know what I'm saying? That's how I was raised, man. I know. I got it. And it was funny because my dad was military, so I don't care where we went, mama always ended up playing the piano somewhere. Once the word got out, oh, she plays the piano. Mama been playing since she was 5. And so I don't care what church we were at, from Dover, Delaware, to San Antonio, Texas, to Philly, to Cali, to Albuquerque, New Mexico, to Pensacola, Florida. The service was the same every Sunday morning. How you do? Where they do that at? OBB. Tell you. Oh my goodness, I wouldn't trade it for nothing in the world, though. It made me who I am. I wouldn't trade nothing for it in the world. I could roll with the best of them. Trust me. That's a blessing, though. That's funny. That's funny. So anyway, I'm gonna go on and call it a night, bruh. It's a little later tonight than it was yesterday. And I thank you all for coming in and checking on your girl, checking on my beautiful co-host there, my mama, Sister Joe Francis McAllister. What you got to say about that, Mom? Oh, you heard me because you stopped making that sound. Oh, I know you listening to me. My beautiful mommy. All right, y'all. Thank y'all. Thank y'all so much. I appreciate you. Love you. Ain't nothing you can do about it. And I'm glad that we can spend this time together. I really am. I love fellowship. I love fellowship. Thank you for the super hearts. Thank you, my brother. My brother got my back. I'm telling you. I love it. Thank you so much. I encourage you all to embrace your life, embrace your purpose, cherish your time with everyone. Yeah, your loved ones, but everyone. Because you know, you don't take it for granted. Strike up a conversation with somebody tomorrow. You might make a new friend. I'm so serious. A lifelong friend. You know, pray for somebody. Pray for somebody. Okay? All right. Good night. I love y'all. If the Lord wakes us up tomorrow morning, giving us another chance to get it right, don't blow it. Don't blow it. I know that's right. All right. All right. Pinky promise. That's a pinky. Pinky promise. Good night. Hey, Kristen. Thank you for joining. Go ahead and catch the replay. All right. Love y'all. Good night.